Just as these horoscopes are published, you have hours left to choose your tuition rate, as low as just $5 a class, to learn from these incredible astrologers at SYNCHRONICITYUniversity.com. Programs are starting the first week of January. You want to get in on this now. Brilliant astrologers like Cameron Allen, STORMIE Grace, and all these other incredible people you see here. Join us at SYNCHRONICITYUniversity.com. Learn more, sign up now. Links are in the description below. Hello, fabulous superstar Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of January 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is this a very special time. Well, the first important celestial event to take place actually happens just before we start the month. On New Year's Eve, we have Jupiter going direct. And Jupiter will change directions, move forward in the foundation of your chart, having to do with home and your past and your living situation. When Jupiter stands still and goes forward, it's like unleashing positive, hopeful energy. It's about feeling a sense of opportunities and enthusiasm. For you, these are going to be related to the healing that comes into your home, particularly your relationship with your family members and your family of origin. It is about you feeling more at home wherever you are, whether that's out in the world or in the space that you are most comfortable. It is going to be at this time that you might bring healing energy to your past, or to a more personal understanding of what it is to be at home within yourself, in your body and in your skin. It is this energy that helps you to feel more grounded in some ways, but it really is about understanding some truth about where you are, physically and also more personally as well, as part of knowing that you are home anywhere you go. For some still, if it is that you're looking to buy or sell or attract a new roommate, I think that this is going to be when you start to get a sense that you're able to move forward with regards to those goals, those aims, and those hopes. Now, it is going to be the following day, the 1st of January, that Mercury will go direct. And Mercury is going to go direct in a part of the sky for you that has to do with friendships and group alliances. Now, Mercury going direct here is going to be speaking in a conversation of tension with Neptune, and that conversation is kind of free-floating. So whereas Mercury going forward can often suggest a burst of clarity and a sense of knowing what's really going on and a sense of momentum from there, it's almost like the clarity comes on a little slow, and we may first need to get through a moment of some pessimism or uncertainty or maybe even disappointment. I'm sorry to say, but it does happen. And it might just be as simple as plans changing. Someone you really were hoping to spend time with as your friend wasn't able to spend that time or attend that certain social event. Or you go to a social event and you end up getting really drunk and you end up regretting certain things that you said or you did. So it's good to know this in advance so that that doesn't happen, right? But that is one possibility here. And that energy of Mercury standing still and changing directions, it's going to be operational as we enter this month and the first days of this month as well, before the energy starts to dissipate. If you feel like there are misunderstandings or miscommunications with friends or within group dynamics, including professional group dynamics, or if it is that you end up running into somebody that you used to be friends with way back, all of that can bring up some complex emotions. I would even say convoluted emotions, but the clarity will come. Let the emotion merge with the conversation and the thought, knowing that you will find your way forward and make meaning of this moment, but also ultimately find connections that are meaningful to you. On the 27th of the month is when Uranus will go direct, your modern ruling planet. Uranus will go direct also in the foundation of your chart, having to do with the home and your past and your living situation and your family of origin. Uranus is a very different energy than Jupiter. It is a surprise a minute, a revelation a minute even, and it brings with it very quick changes. For some Aquarians, this is going to be a sense of knowing your home or where home is for you, where it is you feel most at home may take you by surprise as well. This could bring a new honesty with your family members, especially your parents, where that applies. It clears the air and clears away past regrets or resentments as well, so that you can leap into the future with these familial ties. And where it is that you're hoping to make changes, whether aesthetically to your home, or if it is that you're looking to buy or sell or move or attract a new roommate, considering by this point we already have Jupiter direct for almost 4 weeks, and then we get that Uranus direct, and wow, does it feel like things can change for the better very quickly at this time. Now, that trend is only going to accelerate as we navigate into the following months. I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way. So once your ruling planet goes direct, all major planets are going to be moving forward. They are going to be direct until April 1st, which means we have this window of time of feeling as if it is all systems go. There is forward momentum now, and with that forward momentum comes real promise and possibility. Comes a sense that where we needed to reflect and consider and contemplate, that time might have passed for now. And instead, it's a time to act, to be open, and to see what it is that needs to come together for you, where your actions lead, but also what just shows up can be powerfully significant now. We also have important lunar events taking place this month. The first is a new moon happening on the 11th of January, and this is a new moon in the sign just before yours. This is a part of the sky for you that has to do with a few things: karmic blessings, karmic closures. It has to do with what's happening on levels of soul and psyche and spirit. It has to do with your connection to source and a sense of allowing what's happening behind the scenes that maybe it isn't necessarily time to announce to the world. So this new moon isn't far away from Pluto. It is going to be a few days later that Pluto will change signs. It's going to be on the 22nd of January that Pluto will move back into your sign and will stay there right to early September, at which time Pluto will retrograde out and then move back in November for a nice long stay of 20 years. This is a trend that I've spoken about at length in your decade ahead horoscope, and I touch on in your year ahead horoscope as well. I'll make sure to link to those below. Having said that, it is at this time, at this new moon, that we have Pluto still not in your sign, just a few days away, close enough to this new moon to bring with it that energy of focus and intensity. But what we also have is this new moon speaking in supreme harmony with Uranus. I love this energy for you, I have to say. This supremely harmonious Uranian connection represents surprises that bring delight, quick moving events. The fact that we have a harmonious connection to Neptune brings with it inspiration and possibility. All of these factors come together now for karma to deliver brand new possibilities and potentials to you now. There may very well be opportunities, but some of the best stuff literally is just going to find you. It's going to feel like it comes out of nowhere to bless your life based on the good things that people are saying about you, and you didn't even know. The goodwill that you've already sown long ago now comes back in some way to you to reap that reward. It might also be that there are fortunate closures that take place. That doesn't mean they don't come with a lot of intensity to them, but we do have those beautiful Uranian, Neptunian vibes connecting to this new moon that do suggest whatever is coming to a healthy closure now, there's also an awareness of how this is setting the stage for the new and the next and better. Ultimately, I think of this part of the sky as speaking to an inner knowing that you have more to do in this lifetime. You don't need to have all the details. You don't need to know exactly what it is, but you can feel it. You've got lots more to do in this lifetime, and that alone can bring genuine joy now. Now, as we navigate further, the full moon this month takes place on the 25th, and it is a full moon in your opposite sign. And this is going to bring a matter of partnership right into focus. This full moon is opposite Pluto. At that point, will be newly in your sign. And it is a huge moment of truth. If there are business partners in your life or professional alliances where there have been power struggles, power games, there has been a sense of one complaining or you feeling like the other isn't being fair to you or vice versa, all of that is going to stir very powerfully at this time. But I actually see this as an important turning point moment. I think that this is going to be one of those moments that is going to illuminate and bring an understanding of where you stand with another person and whether or not this is an alliance to navigate forward with. Pluto is opposite, which means there is an all or nothing quality playing out here now. If it is that your partnerships are mutually beneficial, this energy can make things a lot more honest and a lot more clear in a way that helps you to feel like you continue to move towards shared prosperity and success. But if that isn't the case, if it is that this person really has not been fair to you, whether that's emotionally or personally or financially or otherwise, that will be quite clear to you as well, along with a sense that you're ready to make a choice. But this is your opposite sign, and I have to say, this is a huge moment in the context of love. For many Aquarians, this energy may not play out in business at all, but only in the context of love. So where it comes to matters of love, it is a huge moment, and it's happening in the first month of the year at that. Having that full moon opposite Pluto in your sign does suggest that you are having to be honest about where you are in love and how you feel about it. Honest about the depth of what you feel, where it is that things are clear, where they are not, where it is that something is being asked of the other, that maybe one or the other thinks isn't fair. And there is a sense here of needing to act with integrity, whether you see that in the other or you see it in yourself. But where you don't see it, that just might be the deal breaker. And I would even say energy like this, it is all or nothing energy, and it can be deal breaker energy. It is important to strive to stay honest with yourself, what you really feel and what you're really hoping for and what you really want. You may think you have the answer leading up to this full moon, but that full moon and all the emotion that comes with it is going to make the truth of what you feel evident to you now. And it can't help but change everything. When we have important lunar energy in your opposite sign, there is going to be somebody there to help you to understand where you are in love and how you feel about it. This energy can be a game changer. For those of you open to meeting someone new, I would not be surprised if there was somebody and a very powerful attraction involved in that. Now, what you do with it is always up to you to decide in light of your unique circumstances. The intensity is there, the attraction is there. But what is that going to mean navigating forward? Well, I think one of your major lessons around this full moon is understanding what power you have, but also what power you don't. Pluto in your sign, on the one hand, it is about focusing on where it is you desire change, but it's also a meditation in powerlessness, powerfully so. And in this case, opposite a full moon in your opposite sign, it is where you are going to know very clearly the power you have and the power you don't over another person. If there's any sense that there's something going on with this person that you've just met, that you're just getting to know, you will start to sense that. But this can also be just such a pull towards somebody who is complicated, who is messy. And it's up to you to decide how much you're going to engage. For those of you just starting to date someone, as I said, this is all or nothing energy. what you see now is either going to deepen the bond and the commitment and the connection where it feels deeply meaningful and entangled, or it is going to be that you see things that make you realize this is not working for you. I don't see a lot of middle ground with this energy. Now, that doesn't mean the first instinct is the correct instinct. And what I mean by that is just because there's a moment and you feel a powerful emotion, or you feel upset, or you feel uncertain, it doesn't mean that that is quote unquote the truth. It means that there's a powerful lesson here, a moment here to seek the truth about your responses, your motivations that ultimately lead to your evolution. You will know if that evolution is towards this person or the whole other way. As I said, there's no middle ground, but you may want to be patient with yourself. This might represent a moment, but making sense of that moment is a different thing as you navigate this time. And for those of you in an established bond, well, look, the overwhelming majority of Aquarians out there are going to find this a time of deepening the bond, being more honest with yourself and with this person. There might be a set of circumstances there that has you feeling very aware of your power and your powerlessness, but ultimately has you feeling that much more deeply bonded to your partner. It might be at this time that your partner brings something to your attention that points to where it is that some evolution needs to take place within you. Some emotional truth is being uncovered there, and you get to decide how reasonable that perception that's being shared with you actually is. In a few small circumstances, I will say this energy could be big in that it can speak to feelings of betrayal or uncertainty. It might be your partner that feels that way, or it might be you. I think a more likely scenario is, if it is that it's working out, that this energy plays out that way, that your partner has some complaints about how fair you are being. If you have been in a power struggle with your partner, boy, is that going to stir strongly now. And I would even say it's going to become untenable, especially if you've been in a long-term dynamic where it's sort of been in that middle place where you should leave, or it's frustrating, or maybe technically you're not really together, whatever. It is this energy that brings with it finality, that brings with it all or nothing. Either you're all in, you're deeply committed and bonded to this person, you're like, I'm walking this journey with you, or you're realizing that this really isn't it. No matter how hard it is, this is where you gear up to go a whole other way. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It is a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I am going to say there's just so much powerful energy here, but your ruling planet, Uranus, your modern ruling planet that is, going direct is a really big deal. I think that is going to be the big wake-up call. The fact that this happens just 2 days after a full moon is huge. And a full moon in your opposite sign, opposite Pluto at that, in your sign. All of these come together to suggest that a lot is changing from the ground up. What home is to you, what love is to you, what you understand as security, and what you understand as healthy partnerships are all going through an evolution. And some of those changes are going to come really quick. They're going to take you very much by surprise. But this could also be a moment of delight. Yes, there's a lot of emotion around the full moon in particular, but it's like Uranus going direct frees you from going into a spiral of sorts, and rather helps elevate your understanding. What is it that feels like your truth in terms of where you want to be in the world and with whom? Your answer will become very clear very quickly, along with a clear-cut pathway to live it. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expanded exclusive horoscopes, access to a monthly live party event online. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.